What is scatter plot? Using scatter plot and bubble chart. Okay, to using this type of chart, we can find out the relationship between two numeric variable or quantitative variable. For example, you have a variable called price and you have a variable called sales. Okay, let's say this is your price. You plotted the price in the x-axis. In the y-axis, you plotted the sales. Okay, as the price increases, obviously the sales will go down. See, initially the price was just $10 and then it got increased to $30 and $50. The price is increased. You just change the price. Okay, so when you plot this and to want to see the trend, right? So whether price has any impact on the sales, you plotted this, and the when the price was $10, my sales was somewhat here, and when it became $30, the sales came down, and when it became $50 and when it became $70, we can see a downward trend. Okay, there is a straight line here, but it is, we can see the downward trend here. There is a inverse relationship exists between these two numeric variable. Still there exists a relationship between these two variables, sales and price. Okay, and another example is, for example, you have something like so ad spend, right? You are spending $500 in advertisement and $800 and $1,000 you are spending it. Okay, and what is the sales? Okay, when you spend $500 in ad, you could see the sales only this much. When you started spending more on the ad, you can see an upward trend. When you join these dotted lines, it will be like a straight line. So you can see an upward trend. So with when you see a upward line like this, right? Something goes up, something goes down here, then there exists a relationship between these two numeric variable. What is the ad spend is, in terms of dollars, it is a numeric variable, quantitative variable. Even this one is also a quantitative variable. Here also the same thing. To find out any relationship exists between, the linear relationship exists between two quantitative variable, we can use either scatter plot or bubble chart. Okay, using scatter plot, we can also find out the outliers. What do you mean by outliers? Unusually very high value, unusually very low value. Okay, in your sales, you can see something, let's say salary column. In the case of salary column is there, here you can see something called negative 23.23, 123, something like that, 1213.23. And you have something called 50,000, 60,000, 65,000, something. And suddenly you can see 110000, right? So this is something wrong here. This is something wrong here. Salary cannot be negative and it cannot be this big. There's something like a typo error, but there are some cases, sometimes, outliers cannot be, not necessarily, the outliers can be a typo. Sometimes it will be true value only. For example, on a specific day, let's say you are running a hotel on a specific day, a marriage, those people attended a marriage, they visited your restaurant because your restaurant is very close to marriage hall, right? Because of that, suddenly not only your restaurant, a lot of other restaurants also close by to that marriage hall, but suddenly, someone unexpectedly, suddenly someone, some marriage party people, right? They come and take food in your shop. There is a sudden peak in sales that specific day. That is a valid data only, but it is called outlier. Okay? Because the compared to other data, this data is too high. This is too less. So using scatter plot and bubble chart, you can find out the outliers and you can find out the correlations like this. This is what correlation. Are there any correlation exists between sales and ad spend, sales and price? You can use scatter plot. Okay, you can do that. So now what we will do is, now you understood when you can use scatter plot or bubble chart. So if you want to compare or if you want to find out the correlation between two numeric variable, then you can go for this one. The advantage is you can identify the outliers, correlations, correlation. Okay, that is the whole purpose we go for scatter plot. I just show you now how to create a bubble chart or scatter plot. Look here, just beneath this visualization pane, I can see that the scatter chart visual here. I just click over here. Now it got dropped. So now the scatter plot got moved from scatter chart moved from here to my report canvas. And this visual populated with some dummy data, created with some dummy data. The next thing what I do is here I just use two different variables. Okay, I just use some categorical variable also here, and I just put some sales and we have the legend here. And okay, what I do is in the legend, the region, I just put it here. And also let me, yeah, here the size, we have something on size. I just drop this column here, size, sales. Okay, the sales I put it here. Okay, the region is no, okay. Let me do one thing. I'll just swap this here. Instead, I'll just put category here, the legend. Okay, and here the values. Where is the other one? Yeah, let me just put it here. The quantity doesn't make any sense. Let me do one thing. I will use a simple one. Okay, now this is my scatter plot. And in this case, okay, 1 second. Let me just, instead of this, I'll put the profit here. Yeah. So in the x-axis, sales, numeric variable. In the y-axis, I plotted profit. Let's go and check it here. I select the visual. On the right side, you can see the x-axis sales, y-axis profit. In the legend, I put the category. Okay. And instead of category, you can use some other column also, right? For example, you want to use some bigger thing, a categorical variable, region or something like that in the legend. Look here, now we can see that, in all the regions, for each region, it used different colors. Each circle, represent with different colors. Each color represent different countries. This is the one is South region, and this is the, North region, Oceania, likewise, you can see it. Yes. Now, sales and profit, these two quantitative variable, we plotted it here, and it helps us to understand the correlation. As the sales increases, the profit is also going up. That is what the pattern we can see it here. And also there is an outlier. This is called outlier. All these values are somewhat close by, but suddenly there is a big value here. There is something called outlier. Okay, fine. Next, what I do is I just go to the format, your visual thing. And what I do is I will just enable the category level. But it is slightly, cluttered. Hence, I'm going to disable this. You have something else called, 1 second, let me just go here and see any animation is possible. Yeah, we have something called play axis. Here, what I do is I just put the year here. Okay, play axis here. Look here, we have a field called play axis for the scatter plot chart. And I just, use the year field here. And the moment when I dropped the year column in this play axis field, the video button got enabled. Look here, this is 2014 sales and profit. When I click on it, it will play the video, right? So 2012, 13, 14, animated thing. You can animate it. If you pause it, you can see 2011. And if you play it and if you pause it, you can see 2013, 2014. We can see 1 second, 2012. Yeah, this is what your 2012. But each year we can see a trend that in this specific region, right, the sales is outstanding. Okay, there is something, this is called your outlier. Fine. So now you understood how to do animation, all the thing, how to compare the quantitative variable, how you can find out the outlier using this one. In the interview, they ask you, how do you find out the outlier? You can say, you can use scatter plot, and finding out the correlation between two quantitative variable, we can go for scatter plot. That's it. So with this, what kind of insight that you can understand? As the sale increases, the profit is also going up. Good. Next, I just go to the format window quickly, and here we will see now we can format it. Here, what are the things? So the markers here, you have something called series. You can use different shape, okay? And here, instead of circle, you can use square also. Look here, or else you can use diamond. Okay, now it is up to you. Okay, and next one is circle, and for the colors also you can change it. Yeah, okay, you have the flexibility to change the color for each region. Okay, you can specify your own color or preferences here. Okay, and the next interesting option when it comes to scatter plot is the third thing. Look at the first one is for to add your data to your visual, the x-axis, y-axis, right? What data you need to add it. This is the formatting. And the last one is analysis thing. Okay, you want to do some kind of analysis here. So look here, what I do is I just expand this average line option, and I'm going to click on add line. So here I'm going to create one more add line. So here what I do is okay, it should give some, yeah, add line. It is not picking up anything. Yeah, so for this, the series is sales, and for this, the series is profit. Look here, two lines drawn here. See, you need to click on the plus sign here so that, it will add one average line. When you click on it one more time, another line will get, another average line too will get created. By selecting this one, and if we expand the series, and here you have option. Okay, here I have for average line 1, I mapped sales, and for average line 2, I mapped profit column. So this one tells me clearly, if you look at the sales axis, right, x-axis, this is the average sales. The average of sales is plotted here, and profit in the case of y-axis, the average, the average profit starts from here. Okay, this is the average profit and average sales intersects here. So with this, what kind of story you can tell it to your manager? See, it is not only your responsibility to create the report dashboard and share it with your management. Okay, they will explain, they expect you to walk you through this insight. They don't care about, they don't even know what is scatter plot. Still, the business people, they don't know. Okay, you need to explain them what kind of story, not the training. Don't give them training. What is scatter plot? What is the advantage? When to use? They don't care about it. They want the business insights. With this, what you can say is, as the sales increases, we can see the profitability also increases. The same trend we can see across all the 3 years. And when it comes to these two, region, the Caribbean region, the sales is below average. The Caribbean region and Canada region, the sales is not that good. Okay, sales is not below average. The sales is below average. Whereas if you see the East region, it is almost, the touching the average, okay, average sales east. But if you see here, this is your northeast. The northeast, sales is more and profitability is also 89,216. And if you see here, the profit is 11,000 and profit is 29,000. Yes, as the soul sales go high, right? Obviously, the profit also should go high. And here, if you see, profit is 27,000, here 11,000 and 29,000. Yes, as the sales goes high, the profitability is also going up. And these, except Caribbean and Canada, the rest of the regions, we can see the sales are above the average. And especially in the Northeast, we can see the outstanding performance. And whereas in the case of East region, this is the only region, it is in the borderline. Okay, we made average profit, and but the sales is below, thing, right? So below average, sales is below average, whereas profit is, average profit. Okay, it is almost on the borderline. But this is one interesting insight. In this case, though the sales is below average, but the profitability is, almost, the touching the average profit. Okay, in that case, look here. If you see a 29,000, and whereas here 29,595. Look here, 29,033. There is a marginal difference between these two, but in this case, the sales is 3,35,000, but here 1,92,000, just 2 lakhs only, but here 3 lakhs. Though we made 3 lakh sales, the profitability is almost similar to this one. More the sale, but lesser profitability. This is another insight we are able to get it. This is how you need to give the insights. In the intro, they might ask you, what is what and what kind of business insight while exploring the data you got it? Can you tell me some interesting insight? This is a classic, this is how you can tell them. So hope you understood what is scatter plot and how to plot them in Power BI. And also we have explored the different formatting options. And also we have seen the analysis, how we can do analysis by creating average line and all. Okay, fine. What is the next one? It's already. Next one is the table visual. This is the table visual. So the table visualization is just a normal grid containing the related data in rows and columns. It's something like your RDBMS table, right? So, or in the Excel kind of thing, right? So how the data gets stored, you can display the data in rows and columns. It can have headers. It can have headers and and only rows. Okay, you cannot have columns here. Look here, I just click on the table visual here. So this is pretty much it. Okay, this is how you can create a table visual. It's pretty simple one. And in the case of table visual, you can find only one field under the the visualization pane. You can see only one field called columns. Okay, and in this case, you can add as many columns as possible. Okay, and if you want to change the order of the column, for example, you wanted to bring down the profit, right? You want to display the profit next to columns. You want to change the order of the column, you can just drag and drop it here to get profit and sales. But still, right after sales, I just want to have the profit to be displayed. Or if you want to move up, you can move up. When you move up, the column order will get changed. Okay, this is very pretty simple, the table one. And next we will go to the formatting. And here you have different options for grid. Okay, and you have vertical grid lines. When you toggle this on, look here, a line is drawn between one column to another column. And you can give the colors also. Don't select bright colors, don't select very light colors, okay? And in between, if you select, it will be good. And borders, you have something called borders, like I have shown you there, and you have different options are also there. Row padding, all the things you can do it. Values, look here, these are the values. You can increase the font size for this. All these are values, okay? And the title, if you go and title, if you type it, not here, sorry, the general. Within this formatting, you have two tabs. I just go to this one and you can see that you can enable, you can toggle this on. In the case of title, you can give some title here, okay? Mm. Sales and profit breakdown by city. And the next one is you can click on this one. This you can align it in the center. Okay, good. And you can give some background color for this. I just give black, and the text color I'll give white here. And I'm going to increase the font size here. Got it. So even for this, you can, do the formatting. For this, you need to say this one, the font. Just type font, okay, and filter codes and filter codes text. It is not doing anything here. And yeah, try, all these options. Okay, I will leave it to you. Okay, try this. And oh, 1 second, I want to show you one more thing. And here we have something called totals. Look here, we can see the total here, grand total. Even for this, you can change the background color, everything, if you want it. And then we have something called specific column. Note this one here. I just see, look here, the column headers. Okay, this is where you can increase the font size, column headers. Okay, and here I'm able to increase the column header. And the next one is the values. Style presets. Look here, this is another beautiful feature. And you can change the style presets. Okay, you have different of, look here, alternating rows, or if you want to use something like contrast alternating rows, that is also possible. And you can use flashy rows, something like that. Okay, style presets, with that you can do it like this, and you have some grid. So that's what you need to keep play around with this one. The new version, the new version, okay, and they introduce a lot of features. And vertical grid lines on, okay, you can enable the vertical grid lines and border of everything. Yeah, you can use icons here. Okay, I just enable on here. And then when I click on, this is what called as your conditional formatting. This is very important. Remember this. How do you do conditional formatting? So under the cell elements, we have 4 different options. One is forget about web URL and background color, font color icons. For example, I'm going to toggle this on. It will open up this, something like this. And I just select the field value. and apply to values only. Okay, and here which field you want to to be based this on. I want to use sales column. Now let me do one thing, the sales column. Okay, sales, and that's it. And summarization. Okay, why it is showing not city, and I want to use the sales. Okay, profit and quantity and the sales, all the things I selected it, right? Okay, let it be there. And what I do is, okay, I just use the gradient. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, field and lowest value. Yeah, you need to use gradient. Apply, don't do anything. Let it be there. Summarize sum of sales. Which field should be based on this? Here I just say the sales column and sum as 0. Okay, in summarization. Okay, let it with and the lowest value. Lowest value, you select this value. Okay, for example, if I change the lowest value to red, here I don't see red here, and I just clicked on this, and then I just click on it once, and I click on it okay, and I'll just do okay. Right, so we can see the okay, not this one. One second, you have here I have selected city column mistakenly. You need to select this column like sales column. Okay, not the city column. And for this, I just go ahead and enable. Let me just go let me first go to the city column, and then I will disable this one. And you need to select sales here. Okay, background color on. You need to click on this one, the formula FX icon. Okay, here sum of sales, everything is okay. And here what I do is I just select the sales column, and the lowest value I just go and select here. I just double click on once, that's it. Click on okay. Okay, lowest value, any sales value is low, then you may you put that in. The background color should be red here, but it shows everything is low here, right? So what we do is background color, and here add a middle color. I just go and create a middle color here. And here what I do is sum of sales, and some here some how should we format empty cells. Okay, let it be there as 0. And okay, we have used 3 different colors here, and here you can enter the value here. Okay, and your custom, you can change the custom here. See, this is a new version, they changed a lot of features. Okay, and here anything less than, let's say, $500, that is bad. And middle value, I just use a custom. The center is somewhere like 600, and above the high value is something like in fact you should be able to specify the condition also here, the high value. Okay, custom, and here I say 1000 and above. Okay, I just click on okay. Look here, the background color got changed. Anything lesser, right, 500, it is changing it, and the red color. But here ideally, you should be able to define the condition. Okay, here sum of sales, yeah, gradient values only. You can use rules. Yeah, rules, you can use rules. Okay, in the case of rules, you can specify the condition here. See, in this case, when I use the gradient, it blindly, right, you can specify for a specific value, you put it in red, specific value, you put it in this one, right? But still 500, since I mentioned it, it automatically, makes the values that are less than 500 in red color, right? It applies this color. And then the green color above 600, right? And what about 2847? It is not literally doing the proper job here. Hence, we need to use rules. In the case of rules, we can define the conditions. If the sales is so and so between the ranges, right? If the value is, the value is equivalent, or less than or equal to, is not there here. Okay, if the value is less, okay, less than or equal, okay, 1 second. I need to change this one here, percent. Instead of percent, we will select the number. Fine, number, it got selected. You have two options, okay, number or percent. If it is greater than, the greater than 10, or let's say 0, right? So 0 and less than or equal to, and less than or equal to 500, you put it as red. The next one is new rule. Click on the new rule. Now anything is greater than 500, and this is not a percent, this is a number. You need to select this one, and here less than or equal to. So I say anything is greater than or equal to less than. You put it some kind of amber thing. The next new rule is anything above 1000. Sorry, here you should have used number, and yeah, anything greater than 1000, I just say it is going to be a green. That's it. Okay, and here there is a mistake. Look here. Please check the logic of this rule here. Here you have to specify, some value here, less than or equal to something like 6,000 or something like that. Okay. So when you end with this one, right? So if this condition is true and the condition is true, okay, you need to specify the and part also, and click on OK. Here I have used for each role, I have used different colors. Click on OK. Now you can see the green very well. Anything above 1000 is green. Anything less than 500 were considered as a red. The amber is anything above 500, were considered as this one, right? You can just expand this, and this is called your conditional formatting. You can do conditional formatting for the background color, and also you can do it for font color and data bars. Look here, if I enable data bars, when you toggle this one, you can see the data bar here, right? So you can see the data bar here, blue colored one, okay? And yeah, when you click on this one, so here also you can define it, okay? What is the lowest value? What is the, highest value? The positive color, I just use something, bright color here. Look here, that with the data bars, you can, gain a quick insight. Instead of looking at the color, whichever the data bar is, the length is, wide, the sale is more, right? So that's what we can make out. So if you scroll down, so none of the countries sales data bar. Look here, Bangkok. The bar is the rectangle. Bar is the length is more. And if you scroll down, yeah. So this is what data bars option is available, and also you have something called icons. You can enable icon, okay? Instead of this, you can use icon. Even for the icon, when you double click on it, it will open the rule. Okay, you can define the rule. If anything is less than 500, use this, and above 500 and above 1000, green, something like that. And also you can change the style of the icons here. Okay, you can go and change whatever the icons that you like it. You can change it, but these are the options available. Okay. So we, some cases, right, we use this one, the up arrow, down arrow. Look here, we can see that up arrow, down, but you need to define the rule. For red and all, we can see, right? So even for green, it shows down arrow because we did not define the rule. So what you do is you can try with data bars and icons and font color also, right? Just try with all these things. You can explore it. That is another assignment for you. So what about the yesterday's assignment, the data model? I Yes, I was given an assignment yesterday. I explained you as part of the many-to-many relation. How many of you have completed? Okay, fine. If you have not yet completed, you just at least try it out today and get back to me. And if you have any other assignment, probably we'll take it up later. Okay. Probably next weekend we'll spend some time and then we can do it. And also during weekdays, if you can send me between 12 to 3 p.m., I can check it out. Okay. So that if I can, explain it during the weekday itself, weekends, we can fast track a little bit. Okay. So that we can complete the course on time. Any questions in today's session? Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to share the video, and even this one also, I'll be sharing it to you. You can start to practice it by watching my video and come up with doubts. Okay, put it in Excel file. Don't send one questions. Put it in Excel file. Put all the questions. You can send it to me. Okay, fine, thanks. So by the way, I'm going to wrap up the session now.